Hi, it's me, Dr. Prasad Pudila. I did my master degree from University of Mysore, continued to Doctor of Philosophy, PhD from VTU Belgaum. I've been teaching chemistry, applied chemistry, and science-related subjects to PUC, UG, as well as PG students. During this tenure, I could able to even write and publish more than 24 academic textbooks with ISBN number. Right now, I am on YouTube with my YouTube channel, My Intuition, dedicate for free classes for PUC plus one or second PUC, that is plus two. If you are watching this video, please share this to the students or their parents. It will be more useful for them. Or if you are a student, completely watch my video completely, and give your feedbacks to the comment box. Or if you want to get more links of all other classes, you can text me to my WhatsApp number given here. This class is mainly for second PU plus 2 chemistry. It's unit 10, haloalkanes and haloarenes of NCERT textbook. Class number 3, methods of preparation of haloalkanes. Haloalkanes, here I'll be explaining the methods of preparation from alcohols, from hydrocarbons, and from by halogen exchange method. From alcohol, we can prepare by using hydrogen halide, hydrogen iodide, hydrogen bromide, hydrogen chloride in presence of zinc chloride, phosphorus trichloride, phosphorus tribromide, phosphorus triiodide, phosphorus pentahalide, as well as cyanide chloride. From hydrocarbons, there are mainly four methods: by free radical halogenation method, by electrophilic substitution, Sandmeyer's reaction, and from alkenes, two types are the addition of hydrogen halide and addition of halogens. In halogen exchange method, there are two named reactions: Finkelstein reaction and Schwarz reaction. So we see one by one. Okay, before discussing about the preparation from alcohol, let us see the reactivity of alcohol. So here this is primary alcohol. Here hydroxyl group is connected to a carbon which is connected to one more carbon atom. So this is a primary alcohol. This is a secondary alcohol, and the third one, that is tertiary alcohol. So in tertiary alcohol, you already know about inductive effect and even the hyperconjugation given by the hydrocarbons. So here mainly the inductive effect of these three CH3 groups connected to the carbon. There will be more electron density near this central carbon atom which contains the hydroxyl group. Therefore, always the hydroxyl group can leave easily if it contains more substitution, alkyl substitution. Therefore, tertiary alcohols are more reactive than secondary alcohol, than primary alcohol. Then comes methyl alcohol or methanol. The order of reactivity of hydrogen halides is hydrogen halide means a checks. Okay, so here hydrogen iodide is highly reactive. Then comes hydrogen bromide, then hydrogen chloride, and hydrogen fluoride is generally they are less reactive or almost unreactive because they are most stable. So hydrogen iodide and hydrogen bromide, even though they are highly reactive, they are also less stable in room temperature because they are highly reactive and it will escape out. So those chemicals you have to prepare freshly. Say example, hydrogen bromide can be prepared freshly from sodium bromide or potassium bromide by treating with the concentrated sulfuric acid. Okay, so ROH plus NaBr plus H2SO4. So sodium bromide and sulfuric acid. Alcohol will be converted into a corresponding alkyl halide or haloalkane. So here it is RBr, NaHSO4 plus H2O. So example, ethanol reacts with HBr. HBr is produced from NaBr and H2SO4. It gives CH3CH2Br, that is bromoethane or ethyl bromide plus H2O. Likewise, to get Hi, hydrogen iodide, sodium iodide or potassium iodide, it is treated with the concentrated phosphoric acid, H3PO4. Here phosphorus is in pentavalency 5. Then it reacts with alcohol to get the corresponding alkyl iodide. Say ROH plus NaI plus H3PO4 gives Ri plus NaH2PO4 plus H2O. Say example, ethanol reacts with hydrogen iodide which is produced from NaI and H3PO4 to get iodoethane or ethyl iodide plus H2O. So here what we observed that while preparing HBr, concentrated sulfuric acid is used, whereas for the preparation of HI, In place of concentrated sulfuric acid, phosphoric acid is used because the iodide ion, that means Hi means H plus and I minus, that I minus we call it as iodide ion. So those iodide ions formed, it will be converted to iodine if sulfuric acid is there. That means Hi will not exist, or we can say that will be, it produces hardly any hydrogen halide. Now, in presence of a catalyst zinc chloride, anhydrous zinc chloride, alkyl halide, alcohol can react with the hydrogen halide in presence of catalyst. Catalyst is required when to speed up the reaction. For example, with the hydrogen chloride, say a reaction given ethanol reacts with the hydrogen chloride in presence of anhydrous zinc chloride to get chloroethane plus H2O. So this is a primary alcohol. So secondary alcohol also reacts with hydrogen chloride in presence of anhydrous zinc chloride to get the corresponding secondary alkyl halide. So here it is 2-chloropropane plus H2O. Whereas the tertiary alcohol, it does not require any catalyst support because they are highly reactive among primary, secondary, and tertiary. So tertiary alcohol with the hydrogen chloride, it does not require anhydrous zinc chloride. It will react to give the corresponding tertiary chloroalkane or alkyl chloride. Here it is 2-methyl 2-chloropropane plus H2O. So the reaction mechanism, how it is formed, how the reaction follows, and how we get at the final product, the bond breaking, new bond formation, that we call as reaction mechanism. So here hydrogen halide, that is H plus and X minus. Say example, if it is hydrogen bromide, it will be H plus and Br minus. So the alcohol, say here example given is tertiary alcohol. Even due to presence of the methyl group, there will be more electron density at COH bond, and even the oxygen having lone pair of electron. Therefore, this H plus will be taken up by the oxygen to form a bond there. Okay, so that is a fast reaction. So we'll be getting a positive charge oxygen with 2 hydrogen on attached to oxygen. Therefore, slowly it will try to become more stable. It will become stable when it converts into water molecule H2O. So that conversion takes place. H2O leaves out from that and creates a positive charge carbon. We call it as carbocation. And here it is somewhat stable because it is tertiary carbocation. All the alkyl groups will give the electron density to the carbon containing positive charge to be stable. But still, in presence of the halogen atom, or say bromine here, bromide, it will be attacking that positive charge center because it is having a negative charge. Here it is having positive charge. It forms a bond. So to get corresponding alkyl halide, or here it is alkyl bromide. Now reaction with the phosphorus trihalides. So here I took the example of a chlorine and bromine. I took only PCl3 here actually. PCl3 and alcohol reacts to give corresponding chloroalkane plus H3PO4. Okay, even PX3 also will react, but PX3 is somewhat less stable at the reaction condition. Therefore, instead of PBr3 on PI3, uh, usually we go for a red phosphorus with halogen. That means halogen will be passed in presence of red phosphorus, then mixed with alcohol to get the corresponding alkyl halide. Okay, so phosphorus will react with bromine to give PBr3. That PBr3 will react with the corresponding alcohol, say here propanol, to give bromopropane. Even iodine will react with phosphorus to get phosphorus triiodide. Phosphorus triiodide will react with the alcohol to get the corresponding iodoalkane plus H3PO3. Okay, so reaction is almost the same with PCl3 what gave here. To because the PBr3 and PI3 are not stable compound, then we have to take the help of red phosphorus and halogen. Now reaction with the phosphorus pentahalide. Phosphorus pentahalide reacts with alcohol to give alkyl halide plus hydrogen halide plus POX3. So example PCl5. PCl5 reacts with alcohol to give RCl, that is alkyl chloride plus POCl3 plus HCl. Say ethanol, propanol reacts with phosphorus pentachloride, give chloropropane plus POCl3 plus HCl. Okay, thionyl chloride is one of the very interesting reaction that to get a pure alkyl halide without impurities present in that, because thionyl chloride, the byproducts formed, thionyl chloride reacts with alcohol, the byproducts formed sulfur dioxide and hydrogen chloride, they are gaseous in nature and it will escape out. So we'll be getting pure alkyl chloride. Even the cyclic structures also can be prepared. Chlorocyclohexane can also be prepared with maximum purity, because the sulfur dioxide and hydrogen chloride formed that will escape out and will get the pure form of chlorocyclohexane. Okay, so these discussed methods, whatever methods discussed here right now, that is not suitable, or it is not used to prepare aryl halides. Aryl halides means the halogen connected to the benzene ring, mainly what we say, or having aromatic nature. Because, say example, the corresponding alcohol to get a aryl halide, that is phenol. Okay, so phenol we seen already discussed earlier class that it has got a positive resonance effect or plus R effect by which the electron movement takes place. But here I'm focusing mainly on the carbon oxygen bond. So because of this resonance, the carbon oxygen bond here, it is having partial double bond nature. Partial double bond nature means that is little bit, it is more stronger than single bond, single CO bond. Therefore, the double bond, it makes the oxygen to attach more closely to the carbon, or it is more stable, and it will not leave out the oxygen. Whereas if someone pushes the hydroxyl group, then it will react fast. Whereas here, the aromatic nature keeps the hydroxyl group even more closer to the benzene ring. That means it is not that much reactive. Therefore, all these methods cannot be used to get the corresponding aryl halide. Next set of reaction, that is from hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons we can prepare by mainly four methods are there. First one, that is free radical halogenation. Free radical means it's a atom or element having a free electron, free unpaired electron in the p orbital, or say unpaired free electron. If it is there, we call it as free radical. So example, ethane reacts with the chlorine at 520 to 670 Kelvin, or in presence of sunlight to get chloroethane. Or methane CH4 reacts with the chlorine in presence of sunlight to get chloromethane. Okay, so the reaction mechanism I'm explaining here is not important for a PU student as such, but still it is interesting to see how the reaction takes place. Okay, so chlorine in presence of sunlight, it will undergo homolytic cleavage. Homolytic cleavage means the chlorine-chlorine bond breaks such a way that the individual electrons go back to their corresponding orbit. Okay, so we'll get two chlorine free radical. Now chlorine free radical will attack the methyl group. So example, methyl group is methane is taken here. It will attack methane to get corresponding methyl free radical. When methyl free radical is formed, then it will be reacting with the next chlorine present, the Cl2. So methyl free radical will plus Cl2 gives CH3Cl plus chlorine free radical. Now this reaction will continue like this. Okay, so the same process will continue, and it will finally end up with the carbon tetrachloride. That means all the hydrogen will be replaced. That means if you are not doing the reaction, this free radical halogenation in a controlled way, you may end up with a complete substitution. All the hydrogen will be substituted with the corresponding halogen atom. Even the termination steps in which the chlorine free radical can combine to give chlorine, or methyl free radical combine to give ethane, then methyl free radical to with chlorine free radical to give chloromethane. So the reaction proceeds such a way that it will end up with carbon tetrachloride, or containing carbon trichloromethane, or dichloromethane, or chloromethane, or even higher hydrocarbon, that is ethane or chloroethane. So all that possibilities are there. But if you're controlling the reaction, we'll be getting the corresponding haloalkane. Okay, so higher hydrocarbon, that is say butane here. 4 carbon atoms. Here it has got two different carbon atom, a primary carbon and a secondary carbon. Primary carbon and a secondary carbon. Okay, when it reacts with the chlorine in presence of the sunlight, two possibilities are there. The chlorine can be connected to the primary carbon to get a primary haloalkane, or it can connect it to the secondary carbon to get secondary haloalkane. So here it is 2-chlorobutane and chlorobutane, 1-chlorobutane. Okay, so here 2-chlorobutane will be more predominant product, more out of this mixture will be getting more 2-chlorobutane, because the secondary carbon has got more electron density because of the presence of CH3 here and CH2 CH3. That will be having inductive effect, which will pushes the electron towards the center carbon atom. Therefore here it has got a more electron density, and since the chlorine reaction in presence of sunlight follows free radical mechanism, that is chlorine free radical, so one free radical, it requires one more electron. Therefore the chlorine tried to attach and bond with the secondary carbon atom in free radical halogenation method. Therefore the 2-chlorobutane will be more major product among 2-chlorobutane and 1-chlorobutane. Electrophilic substitution reaction. Okay, electrophile can be roughly, we can name them as electron seeking, because they are having positive charge, they will be attracted to the electron. Okay, therefore it will be always behind the electrons, therefore electrophile. Okay, so benzene reacts with chlorine in presence of a strong Lewis acid, say iron, to get corresponding chloro benzene plus HCl. Okay, so this is an example for electrophilic substitution reaction. If excess chlorine is used in the same example, excess chlorine is used, then even the chlorobenzene formed, it further reacts with the chlorine in presence of the Lewis acid to get para dichlorobenzene or 1,4-dichlorobenzene and ortho-dichlorobenzene, that is 1,2-dichlorobenzene. Okay, so we can say that the chlorine containing the benzene ring, or we can say halogen substituted benzene ring, it is ortho-para directing group. Okay, the reaction mechanism we'll see next class. So we can say that halogen is an ortho-para directing group. Okay, that's why we are getting a mixture of a para dichlorobenzene and ortho dichlorobenzene. We are not getting meta substitution. So the third position, if chlorine containing carbon, if I give number 1, then 1 2, the third position it is meta position on right side as well as on left side, it is meta position. So meta position, we are not getting the substitution, it is only substitution takes place only at ortho and para position. The detailed mechanism we'll see in coming classes. Say example, toluene or methyl benzene reacts with a halogen in presence of iron in dark. Okay, I forgot to mention the word dark. It is, the reaction should be done in dark condition. If sunlight is there, we know it undergoes even free radical mechanism also. Therefore it is, the reactions are done in dark condition to get ortho-halotoluene as well as para-halotoluene. Say benzene reacts with the iodine to give iodobenzene plus hydrogen iodide. Here the reaction is, it is even backward reaction possibilities are there, because this is hydrogen iodide formed, it can further react with the iodobenzene. I takes the iodine from that, and the reaction goes back. Okay, so in order to make this reaction forward direction, we have to remove this hydrogen iodide as soon as it is formed. Therefore we need a strong oxidizing agent like HNO3 or HiO3, which will react with the hydrogen iodide to corresponding iodine gas, or we can use HgO, which will take up the hydrogen iodide, iodine from that hydrogen iodide becomes Hgi2. Okay, so this presence of these chemicals, iodine also can react with the aromatic hydrocarbon, that is here benzene, to get corresponding iodobenzene. Whereas we cannot prepare fluoro compounds easily, can prepare it, but it will be explosive. It will be explosive in nature. Therefore, without proper precautions, we cannot prepare fluoro compounds. They will explode, and we cannot. We have to control the reaction If it explodes, means that chemical is not there. Sandmeyer's reaction. When a primary aromatic amine dissolved or suspended in cold aqueous mineral acid, then it treated with sodium nitrite, will be getting diazonium salt. Okay, the reaction is not over there. Okay, so primary amine, say primary aromatic amine, aminobenzene, reacts with sodium nitrite NaNO2 plus mineral acid HX, okay, hydrogen halide actually, we call it as mineral acid also, to get corresponding diazonium halide. Okay, so say example, if it is chlorine halogen, if it is chlorine, you will be getting benzene diazonium chloride. So the diazo group, that N triple bond N, it is represented here, and nitrogen will be having positive charge, the halogen will be having negative charge. Now the reaction is not over here. Then it is further mixed with the Cu2X2, that is cuprous halide, cuprous chloride or cuprous bromide. It will be converted into corresponding aryl halide or halobenzene plus nitrogen gas will be released. So this is for chlorine and bromine, it is required Cu2X2. Whereas for iodide, okay, to get corresponding aryl iodide, we need to mix it with the potassium iodide. So the diazonium iodide formed will react with the potassium iodide to get corresponding iodobenzene. So it does not require Cu2X2. Just shake the chemical with the potassium iodide, will be getting corresponding iodobenzene. Now alkenes, there are two reactions, that is addition of hydrogen halide. Addition means it will be added. Okay, so here it is alkene, double bond is there. So the carbon containing the double bond, two carbon atom, where we can add a hydrogen as well as a halogen. Therefore addition of hydrogen halide. So see a double bond. So this is a symmetric double bond represented here. Reacts with HX hydrogen halide. Hydrogen will be added to one carbon atom, halogen is added to the next carbon atom without any byproducts. Therefore that is the we call it as addition reaction. In addition reaction there are no byproducts, whereas in elimination reaction always there are byproducts. So this is a simple representation of an addition of a hydrogen halide. Little bit interesting, if the double bond is unsymmetric. Unsymmetric means the two carbon containing double bond, the other substituent to that carbon, if they are not same, then we call it as a unsymmetric double bond. Say example, CH3 CH double bond CH2 is an unsymmetric alkene. Okay, it is propene. Here one carbon, the first carbon contains two hydrogen atoms, whereas the second carbon contains one hydrogen and one methyl group, and HBr is the one which is going to react with, we call it as addendum, the one which is going to add to that molecule. Okay, so HBr we can say as H plus and Br minus. H plus is the positive side and Br minus is the negative side of that addendum. So as per the famous Markovnikov's rule, when an unsymmetric alkene reacts with a hydrogen halide, okay, unsymmetric acid, then the positive part of the addendum, so here it is H plus, positive part of the addendum will go and add to the carbon containing more number of hydrogen atom. Okay, so that is the Markovnikov's rule. Therefore H plus will be added to CH2 becoming CH3, and Br will be added to the next bromine, the next carbon atom to get a corresponding secondary bromo halide here. Okay, why means H plus, when it want to add to the CH2 group or that carbon containing two hydrogen, then the double bond will shift to, or the electrons will move towards the carbon to form a bond with, because H is having positive charge, it requires electron. Then here the carbon will lose the electron, second carbon will lose electron, it feels a positive charge, and the negative part of the addendum can react with the secondary carbon. Okay, therefore here the major product is 2-bromopropane, and 1-bromopropane is a minor product. Whereas in presence of peroxide, the same reaction, if in presence of peroxide, it is reverse case, that is known as Karash effect. That is, in presence of peroxide, the unsymmetric alkene, that is propene, reacts with HBr to give 1-bromopropane. You'll get more example for Markovnikov's rule and Karash effect. Say this unsymmetric alkene reacts with HBr. The H will be added to a carbon with more number of hydrogen atom. That is, here it becomes CH3. Then Br will be attached to the next carbon atom. So we'll be getting that structure. Okay, so here HCl2 with butene. H will be added to, hydrogen will be added to CH2, that will become CH3. Then chlorine will be added to the next carbon with a double bond. Okay, so we'll be getting 2-chloro-butene. Karash effect example. Say this is an unsymmetric alkene only, HBr, in presence of peroxide. Here bromine will be connected to the CH2 of carbon containing 2 hydrogen atoms. Therefore we'll be getting CCHY, CH2, CH2, CH2Br. Okay, so that is the final product. From alkenes by addition of halogens. So addition of halogens, that is one of the test in presence of bromine and carbon tetrachloride. That is one of the lab tests to determine whether the given hydrocarbon is having double bond or not. Okay, so if it disappears, the color of bromine disappears, then that is indicates that halogen is added to a double bond. Okay, the double bond is not there further, and bromine also not there. Therefore, bromine color will disappear. Okay, so say example, double bond reacts with the bromine in presence of carbon tetrachloride to get the corresponding uh, substituted alkene, or it becomes 1,2-dibromoethane, or we call it as vicinal dibromide. Okay, so bromine is attached to 2 different carbon atoms. If 2 bromines present in the same carbon, we call it as geminal dibromide. Okay, say this reaction mechanism, how this happens. Say bromine in presence of carbon tetrachloride, it breaks heterolytically such that Br plus and Br minus will be formed. The double bond, carbon containing double bond, that is electron density is more, therefore the positive charged Br will be attracted there, forms a bridge structure. Then the next Br with negative charge can attack on from the opposite side of that bromine with a positive charge. So if it attacks the first carbon, then this Br bond will break. If it is connected to the second carbon, the next Br bond will break. Anyhow, we'll be getting vicinal dibromide. More examples. So if it is an unsymmetric alkene, not even unsymmetric alkene, a higher alkenes, then reaction with bromine will be getting corresponding addition product, and even we will be getting the enantiomer also. Okay, so another example is given here. The third example is given here. So all these reactions, it also gives enantiomers. The corresponding enantiomers also will be formed along with the product. Okay, so enantiomers are the molecules which are mirror images of each other, and even at a molecule with more double bonds and a halogen, if excess is used, say bromine excess is present, then the corresponding diastereomers are formed. Diastereomers are not mirror images, they are stereoisomers, but they are not mirror images, they are non-superimposable. Last one, that is halogen exchange. To name reactions, Finkelstein reaction and Schwarz reaction. Schwarz reaction is very important because the fluoroalkanes are prepared with that method. So here it is halogen exchange, Finkelstein reaction. Say alkyl iodides can be prepared from corresponding alkyl chloride or alkyl bromide by treating with sodium iodide and dry acetone. So here dry acetone having some importance because it takes that whatever sodium chloride or sodium bromide formed, it will precipitate it out. You'll see the reaction. Say Rx plus NaI. Here X may be chlorine or bromine to give corresponding iodoalkane plus NaX. So the NaX formed will be precipitated by dry acetone, and the reaction will be favored as per according to Le Chatelier's principle. Schwarz reaction, I said already that fluoride, alkyl fluoride or fluoroalkanes and are prepared mainly by Schwarz reaction, in which the alkyl chloride or alkyl bromide, it is mixed or treated with metallic fluoride such as silver fluoride or Hg2F2 or COF2 or SbF3, okay, to get the corresponding fluoroalkane. Okay, so these are the different methods to get the haloalkane or hydrogen halide, haloalkane or alkyl chloride, not hydrogen halide. Okay, so these reactions. Okay, so thank you very much for watching my video. Please subscribe my YouTube channel to get more videos. I'm signing out from this presentation. Thank you very much once again and have a nice day.